live streaming?
Yes.
Good morning everybody and welcome to the Brightlingsea Town Council planning meeting of the 9th of July 2024. First of all, if I can ask for apologies for absence.
Apologies from Councillor Johnson.
And that is all. Thank you very much. It will be noted that Councillor Carr Councillor Carr is substituting for Rick Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah. Do we need a substitute? Second
Well, you
substitute?
might as well.
Yeah.
Graham.
Graham, so we've got Graham substituting as well. Thank you very much. Moving on then to confirmation of the minutes of the last meeting. And there was one adjustment to the initial change that I authorised under application 24/00759. I've instigated the change of Brightsea Town Council supports the construction and the street scene subject to the officers implementing the required controls by the Brightsea Town Council Conservation Area. Because before I think we said we wanted them to take control or something. I thought that was a better way of phrasing it. Yeah? Are we happy with that?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item 3, which is the declaration of disposable pecuniary interests. Do we have any? No, thank you very much. Item 4 is the terms of reference. I think you've all have received a copy of the terms of reference. I am unaware of any necessity to change them, but unless anybody else has.
No.
Are we content to continue with these terms of reference?
Yeah.
Thank you. I think that was unanimous. Moving on to item 5 then, which is the application 24/00886, and it's for 1 Duke Street, Brightlingsea, and the conversion of the existing building into 2 residential units. Do you want to call it up on the screen?
Which plan did you want?
Shall we have the plan first? Street plan, yeah. Somebody probably knows more history on this, but has it been like this
It's
for
the
some
old
time?
museum, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
One of the library before that.
And the library
And the
and
reading room.
reading rooms.
They're going to demolish it, aren't they? Oh no, conversion.
No, it's converting.
It does come under conservation areas.
And is a building, I'm unaware of, it's the old museum, is it?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not a
like-
listed building, is it?
No, the area is in a conservation area, and I don't think it's listed.
No.
So the building's not that old or anything?
No, it is.
It's quite old.
old.
Yeah. But it's a very big building, isn't it?
Well, it used to be the reading room used to be if you look at the front door, reading room was on the left,
Yeah,
the
council.
library was on the right,
Right.
and in the middle was the stairs up to the bedrooms for the lady who looked after the library. And then they had a living room there as well, so it was.
It's been several things. It was in the state agency to the museum.
Oh, it was was it the Autumn Winlock?
It was the Autumn Central at one stage.
No, it was the Autumn Winlock reading rooms, wasn't it? The reading rooms were.
You get it right.
It was the council, council office as well.
Yeah, it was Tendring Council Office, wasn't it?
Well, once Tendril was.
So we need to be sure.
Have received comment from the public about this, only on the basis it's quite crowded round there, i.e. where do they put their bins, and that type of comment from one of the locals.
Well, they've actually got a little
They've
back
got a
garden.
back bit.
But they haven't. One of them does apparently.
Yeah. They
But
were one
Wellington
building.
Street, which part of the front would come out onto, is Black Bag collection anyway.
Oh, right,
So,
okay.
that's a weekly collection.
Right.
And part of New Street and all those that back on around it are all Black Bag.
We need to make sure it's not in the conservation area.
It is
It
in
is
conservation.
definitely, yeah.
Definitely conservation area.
I mean, the street scene, judging from that elevation picture, I mean, there's a significant improvement from what is there at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
is it a case of similar to the one in last month's one about we're minded to support subject to the conservation rules?
Yeah.
which includes no plastic windows.
I also think
Yeah.
something's got to be done with it. It's been empty.
Well, I was going to say, it's
so
better than
long.
having a derelict building there, or we will become a derelict building
Yeah,
if it's not
yeah.
used.
Yeah.
You said you'd had people mention things. You haven't had, have you had anything in writing?
No, no. Well, I went down and had a look at it.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't think where it was, and then somebody said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this used to be the old
Yeah.
museum," so it must have been empty for some time. And then somebody came along the street, possibly a local. Well, I'm pretty sure they were a local, because they said, "You know, there's no garden behind there. If they split it into two, one doesn't get a garden. What does he do with his rubbish?" And I said, "Well, we're just looking at the plan."
Yeah, you see, that's not our part of the planning
No.
problem, is it?
No. But I think we're happy with that, subject to the controls of the conservation area. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming that was unanimous. Yes. Yes, thank you. Okay, so and then the second application, which is 24000975, is an application to change the use of a workshop and adjacent annex to a single-storey, one-bedroom house, including alterations, first floor extension. And this is 7 Ladysmith Avenue. Again, I discovered this is also in the conservation area, just.
This is
Turned down.
pencils. Yeah,
It was
and
turned down.
it was lost at appeal.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't figure
I
out.
don't know what they appealed or why the appeal was refused.
It was out of character.
There was something about parking as well, wasn't there?
Parking, not
Well, they've got a little,
keeping.
well, they've got a little bit of parking at the front, haven't they? So
Yeah.
it's the old doctor's surgery.
But I think and I'm doing this from memory, so I'm not sure if this is totally accurate. But I think it was the fact that you double the parking. You know,
Yeah.
the theory is you double the parking
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you've got another house in. And there is a constraint on it, which is definitely. Do you want to put the block?
Yeah.
Was that a block plan?
Mm.
Put that up again.
Do we not come back? It's overdevelopment of a very small site when you look at it. See, they wouldn't have a garden either. Tiny little bit at the back.
Yeah. The plan I saw in detail. Actually, there's not a lot of extra building. It's more subdividing what's there. I think there might have been a little bit
But
of
like an annex, I think.
yeah. I think there's already an annex there. See, there we go. If you blow that
Yeah.
up, there's not that much. Look, I think the red bit is the bit they're changing.
So maybe the issue is car parking. I don't know what they.
Yeah, there's not much extra building, is there? I don't think it's much change of the street scene other than
I
maybe
think
an extra
it
front
just
door.
fits straight in with what, you know, why was it lost at appeal? Because to me, there is not much difference to what the first plan was.
No.
Did they say anything, Tracy, on there? Or why it was refused?
If you go to the, you haven't got the website up. You've downloaded all that, haven't you? Because under on the web page it goes relevant cases or where other applications of the same site have been made. Related cases. You see the. They've tweaked that.
That was dismissed. That's the appeal.
Oh.
That was dismissed. So change of
On
use
what
of
grounds,
workshop.
But what,
Just,
yeah, what,
yeah, we
it
just
doesn't tell
see
you
if it. Is it? Yeah, there's 26 documents, and one of them will be the refusal document.
Clear decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got time to read it all. The effect of the development on the character and appearance, these are the main issues, appearance on the host property in the area, whether appropriate living conditions will be provided for the future occupants of the proposed one-bedroom house with specific regard to private outdoor space.
That's the
Yeah.
same.
Mind you, that would argue the same with the other one. wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And the effect of the development on the living conditions of the occupants of 7 Ladysmith Avenue and 1A Eastern Road.
That's the bungalow beside it.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, right. Oh, that side, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to character. There's a whole dearth of stuff there.
I remember reading.
I don't, from my perspective, technically, I don't see what the difference is between this and the earlier one that's created a change in those criteria.
Can we not put that we feel there's not enough change from the planning application that was dismissed at appeal?
Well, yes, I mean, we can say
and-
this planning application doesn't resolve the outstanding issues mentioned in the appeal process of
yeah,
an
that's
earlier
what I'm
application.
reading.
You
And
get-
that our comments stand from
Yeah.
its overdevelopment of a site.
Well, I think all we need to say, make sure we get this right, is our comments stand from the earlier application to make sure that they get the same thing from us, yeah? You happy with that? Yeah? John, you happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yes,
just
thank
think
you
it's
very much.
horrible, but that's my.
Well, I think it would be inconsistent of us to actually say yes to that one when we said something.
Throw out the other one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay? I've lost my agenda. Beg your pardon, thank you. So this is just purely to know, there's the application of a lawful development certificate for the proposed use and development of a rear single-storey extension. This is on 11 Belfield Avenue, Brightlingsea.
14, I think.
Sorry, 14, sorry, I was looking at something else. And the number was 24/00801. I think this goes through as a household and development thing. Yeah. So just for us to note on that one. Fine. Item 7, is it? Or is
That's it.
That's it? Unless there's any other issues, discussion point. Actually, I do have one discussion point. And I'm not sure if this exactly comes under planning, but it's certainly a comment on about a street scene. And I've brought this up somewhere else. I don't know what we can do about this, but a number and one particular, possibly two particular beach huts around the boating lake are now in an incredibly poor condition. And I don't know if that's a planning issue or but somebody needs to go and get
Are
this.
they on our patch? On the
I
10
think
Yeah.
they are. They're the ones that are. Their back is to the sailing club,
Yeah.
and the front is towards the.
So in the conditions of use, we've got a thing there that says that you must keep it in good condition.
Well, there's one, and the number is 302, where the roof fell off and hit in the air.
Oh,
I think
It was only a small bit. I mean, I'm not worried about it, but I mean, it's really fallen to that extent, falling apart.
And can I just say that we own 312,
yeah.
and that is coming up on the ENT meeting later on today.
I think this was 302.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
talking about,
there is a couple. There's another one where they're attempting to rebuild it,
yeah,
but that
see,
attempting seems to have stopped.
yeah.
And then there's one or two others that are really, but that 302 is derelict.
Surely, Chris, the fact that, as you said, something fell off and hit you
Yeah.
or nearly hit you, could have caused serious damage to someone,
Yeah.
someone else. And we need to notify the owner that there is a problem and they need to remedy it, because it's a duty of care, isn't it? It's
I think
public.
Terry, I
was
did
gonna
mention
say,
this, and
yeah.
Terry went round, and I think
Yeah.
any loose bits are dealt with. So I don't think it's an imminent problem.
It sounds like it's worth taking it up with Terry. He probably knows the owner and can have a word with him.
Well,
I-
maybe the best thing to do is just, because there's not that many down there, we could go and do a little inspection and just do a little tick box exercise of what's good and what's bad.
Well, yeah,
You should notify the residents.
And then notify the residents.
I think you find that Julie's been in contact with the one which is half built.
right, that's a bit further up. I know exactly what.
Yeah.
Because they've put some new stuff in, but it
Yeah.
seems to have stopped.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think there was a peculiarity with the owner, whether he was ill or something. Or there was something.
The one I'm talking about is
Wrong.
completely. It's old wood.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been made of, and it's still wood, completely
member, they would then be advised that
Right.
if anything's fallen off or looks dilapidated, they do actually contact them. That's if they are a Beach Hut member.
Right. I don't. Yeah. Yeah.
I do think we should notify them.
It
There
comes
is
I
a
think
problem.
it's mine. Actually, you know, a bit of wood fell off, and it was, you know,
Yeah.
flake of wood. It's not really the issue for me, but the health and safety thing obviously should
Yeah.
be. But also, it's the streets. I mean, it spoils. You know, you get all these people spending lots of money. My perception is they're spending lots of money looking nice,
Yeah.
and the one next to them is
I think also we could look into the fact that behind those beach huts, the piece of road that they've got that they use between the sailing club and the beach huts
yeah.
was flooded, I think, for 2 or 3 months,
Oh, yeah.
completely flooded. I think that's something else we could look into.
Might I,
In that area, if you're talking about the look of it,
Yeah.
that looks pretty...
might I suggest that when Terry gains his full health, I chat to him, and then perhaps
Yeah.
the chair of ENT and yourself, Chris, and Terry and I go and do a little bit of a tour around
Yeah.
there and just
Yeah.
Absolutely.
just draw up a little report for which ENT can then take on.
Because I don't know. You know, I wasn't sure if it was ENT or if it was FCA or.
I'm not sure.
I would
I'm
think-
not- I'm not sure.
I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
it
takes
does.
time.
It's more a case of just
You
getting
can go
it.
to both.
Yeah. And do we have the power to?
See, yes, we do.
Right. Okay. Because it looks to me as if somebody's forgotten about it.
We need to check whether they're
Yeah.
they're up to date.
Well,
Because if
yeah.
they're up to date, you've got no real
No.
power to seize. I wouldn't think.
Anyway, other than that, thank you very much. I shall close the meeting.